Bismillah. Tuesday, July 16th corresponds with the 10th of Muharram, also known as the day of Ashura. This is a day in which many momentous events have taken place throughout history, and it is a day in which you should aspire to fast. The Prophet ﷺ tells us that the one who fasts on the day of Ashura, Allah forgives the sins of the past year. So make an intention to fast on this day, and of course, check in your locale if it corresponds with Tuesday, July 16th, or if it corresponds with Wednesday, July 17th. A couple of other things that you should note about this day. This is a day in which many significant events took place in history. The Prophet Musa ﷺ was given freedom from the Pharaoh on this day. This is the day in which him and the Bani Israel were saved from the Pharaoh, and which the Red Sea was parted, and which the Pharaoh was drowned, in which the difficulties and adversities that they had been going through for many years were ended. It is also narrated that this is the day in which the ark of Nuh alayhi salam, this giant ark that was built to survive the great deluge and floods that took place, landed on the Mount Judy, and it was given safety. And many other momentous events took place on this day. So one thing to keep in mind is this is a day in which spiritual victory can happen. Whatever victory Allah wants to give, whether that's an outward victory or an inward victory, make an intention and a dua to Allah that He remove the calamities from your life, and that He remove the oppressors from the people who are oppressing this ummah, and that He give victory to this ummah, and He give victory to the people who are being oppressed all over the Muslim world, especially in Palestine. These are the types of du'as that we should make, and also keep in mind the momentousness of what took place in history in this day, and thus how that can correspond with the type of momentousness in our lives. There's also a heaviness and a sadness to this day. This is a day in which many years after the Prophet ﷺ passed away, his grandson, the great Imam Hussein radiallahu an, he was martyred on this day along with many of his family members at Karbala. And this happened where there was immense difficulty and adversity for the Muslims at this time. Immense difficulty and adversity. Imagine killing the grandson of the Prophet ﷺ, and this being done in order for the sake of power and all sorts of other corrupt reasons. The reality is that Imam Hussein radiallahu anh was given a form of spiritual inward victory through the martyrdom, and Allah knows best what rank that he has, but he has an immense rank according to the Prophet ﷺ in Jannah. And even though he was given very significant difficulty and test in this life, his maqam and his station in the next life reflects that. And this also corresponds with what we are seeing right now to the Muslims that around the world, and especially in Gaza, that we are seeing many of them, they are being brutally martyred, and various difficulties and adversities are happening to them, but it doesn't diminish their rank in any way. They are achieving the rank and following in the footsteps of the likes of Imam Hussein radiallahu anh and many others. And so make sure to fast on this day if you can. It is not a fard, but it is highly recommended for you to do so. And make an abundant amount of dua, and sit for at least 10, 20, 30 minutes on this day. Make dua. Try and give some sadaqah and some charity. Try and increase your ibadah and your good deeds, and reflect on these events and how they correspond to your life. And inshallah, this will be a means of immense goodness for you.